What's going on, everybody? It's Hot Corner Baseball here. I'm Ben. I'm joined by,
Brody.
and today we're back for our first time in a long time. As you can see by the title, we're doing our early playoff predictions, and I don't think there's much to say. The trade deadline has passed since we last made a video, but I think you guys all know the moves that have been made. So, we want to just get right into it, Brody?
Yeah, I want to apologize. We took a longer break than necessary. We
Yeah,
said we'd be back about 2.5 weeks ago, but that did not happen. But for me, I'm gonna start posting consistently, and yeah.
yeah.
So get right into it.
We're starting NL or AL.
Uh, we'll start with the better league. We'll go AL.
All right, that's just not
Okay.
true.
So we'll want to just go seed by seed. So I'll say my one seed. You say your one seed.
Yeah. All
All
right.
right. So this one seed, I would not have them at the one seed if the Yankees were healthy, but I'd have the Astros as the one seed in the AL.
Me too.
So I just think their rotation's getting bolstered with the addition of Greinke. They're definitely in the sell. They sell. Oh,
But
they bought at the deadline, just saying this is our year and we're gonna go all in to win it all. So you have Astros at the one. The two, I have the Yankees. If it weren't for the injuries, I'd have them at one. But the injury bug keeps coming. Stanton's out, Severino's out, Betances is out. Glaber was injured last night, Urshela was injured last night. Boyd's on the IL. The names go on. I think we've had around 26 players in the IL this entire year, and
yeah,
that's and still having the best record in the AL. Like that's
tied.
remarkable.
They're tied now with the Astros.
We play the Orioles this week, so I think that's gonna
All
change.
right. The only thing I do have with the Yankees is that they just don't have a rotation. So we'll see how that holds up as we get later in the season. But they pretty much have the division because teams like they put the Red Sox to sleep this series, and teams like the Red Sox and the Rays. I don't think they like the most they can get is wild card at this point. All right, so my three seed, I have the Indians taking over the Twins in the Central. What about
Like
you?
same with me. You're like one of the few that actually think that I've talked to that think the Indians will take it. Everyone I've talked to said, "Oh, Twins got it in the bag." I just don't see it. The Indians were smart to trade Bauer, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I I just don't think that locker room presence was working with the Indians. Obviously, Francona was not happy with what he did against the Royals, chucking the ball 400 million feet in the outfield. But yeah, they added depth in Puig and Franmil, two power hitters in that lineup to put around Santana, Lindor, Mercado, who's been surprising, and Kipnis continue to hit for contact.
and
But
Jose Ramirez brought his average up to 241. He's kind of been better lately.
he's been better. Yeah, definitely. In the past month, him and Goldschmidt were the two like busts that are starting to heat back up as the
Yeah.
race continues. But yeah, the Twins are a good team. I just don't think they have the starters to match up with the Indians. With Kluber coming back, Clevenger, who's really good, and Bieber, who is starting to become a star in this league. And
Yeah.
uh, and yeah, I have the Indians over the Twins. It's going to be a close one. I say they finish around 1, 2 games ahead of them at the end of the year. But yeah, I have the Indians ahead of them. Who's your
And Twins. So
Twins
they're
wild
not
card?
gonna fall out of the playoffs.
Yeah,
They got a pretty good lead anyways,
I
but
don't see them falling out of the playoffs, but I have the Twins as the one seed, having the home field advantage for that one game wild card. And the two seed, I love it. I have the Red Sox out of it. I have the Rays out of it, and I have the Athletics in.
me too.
Every year, the Athletics will start off decent, mediocre. And that second half of the year starts, and they just slowly creep into that playoff spot. And I think it will happen again. And I will talk about like who we have our matchups wise a little later, but I just don't see them matching up in a wild card game. That's just me.
You don't think they can?
No, especially with Chris Davis playing how poorly he has been this year. So
Yeah, but Olsen coming back from injury has been big for
it's
them.
big.
So
That's big, but I don't know. I just don't think they have the pitching.
yeah, I agree. All right, NL West or my number one seed Dodgers,
That's obvious. Yep. No one's catching them. Dodgers.
two seed Braves.
I have the Braves as well. I think they
Yeah,
played great. They played really well this year. Acuna's heating up. He's that 2-run shot he hit the was it last night? Yeah, the
yeah,
2-run shot he hit last night was impressive. Freddie Freeman, obviously, best first baseman in baseball, continuing to rake. Ozzy Albies, good. And the addition of Keuchel, I think it's a little more overrated than people think. I don't think he's the great like what was 2015
Yeah.
Dallas Keuchel, but he's solid. Max Fried, Mike Soroka. I just feel like those pitchers aren't going to be as dominant as they are now in October. But
Yeah. I think the move with Keuchel's like actually underrated though, because they've been talking about
I don't
Kimbrel.
know when it
He's
happens.
been in the playoffs before. He's gonna give you good innings. I think like he's some
I just
guy with
a
like a young
strikeout
rotation.
pitcher, a non-strikeout pitcher, especially this year with the juice balls, is not gonna be good in October. That's just my opinion. I feel like he'll go. Well, you think he'll pitch game one for them?
Probably maybe Soroka. I don't know.
Yeah, if you put, I don't know. I just feel like in a matchup, like let's say they play the Cubs. Well, that's generous because the Cubs also don't have great pitching. But like, let's say they somehow play the Nationals or someone, they're losing that game one. Like it's just that's how important pitching is in October.
3 seed NL Central winner for me, Chicago Cubs.
Chicago Cubs. I don't know. I feel like it's been a little underwhelming with like when I look at their bats. It's just like how do these dudes not? How do these guys not win 110 games? And then it comes down to pitching. They added Kimbrel, which is going to be good, especially in October. But I still think their starters won't.
The thing with them, like I was saying this recently, like their starters, I think
Yeah,
since they have literally five veteran starters. They got
that's what I was
Lester,
about to say.
Hamels, Quintana, Darvish, and Hendricks. So I think those like veterans will be able to carry them through the season. And I'm not saying they're great. Like none of those guys are on the level they used to be, but Darvish is pitching better. I think they can carry them through the regular season. I don't know. I don't know about the postseason, but the Cubs are just better than the Brewers and Cardinals. They shouldn't be this close
Yeah.
right now. My 4 seed, I have the St. Louis Cardinals. What about
I
you?
agree. I agree. I just feel like I'm not a Brewers fan. I hear all this hype around them with Yelich. I mean, it's well deserved with how well Yelich has been doing this year. But besides that, the addition of Hira was good, but I just don't see them passing the Cardinals or even making a wild card spot in general.
No, me neither.
Their best reliever Hader struggled lately, and I don't know. It's not a great year to be a Brewers fan.
Yeah.
So the first wild card, I also have the St. Louis Cardinals with the Marcell Ozuna coming back. I think it was 2 days ago, and Goldschmidt heating up. I feel like their starting pitching is not fantastic, but Mikolas, Flaherty's starting to pick it up as well. They just have a bunch of guys who are slowly producing, but now starting to get on the incline.
They're just better than
Yeah,
any of the other teams.
I don't think they're a fantastic team. I just think they're better than what there is. They're better than the Reds. They're better than the D-backs. I'm sorry. They're better than the Brewers. And yeah, that's why I have as my number one wild card.
All right, who's your 5 seed?
My number 5 seed. I am a big buyer of the Washington Nationals. Their hitting is good, but their pitching is great. That's where I see it. Their bullpen not so much, but when you put in a 5 game series, when you put out Scherzer, Strasburg, and Corbin, that is fantastic. I know this past week they were kind of lit up against the Diamondbacks, but I still think they're stars in this league, and I feel like they should be dangerous in October.
The only thing is with the Nationals, their bullpen, we've seen it like literally thousands of times over the past 6 years. Like their bullpen has burned them so many times in the regular season to the point where they can't even make the playoffs. Like I think if you line them up in a playoff series, they can compete because they have three great starters. But like to sustain for the next month, 2 months, I don't think like they're just not. They have a horrible bullpen, and I don't know if Dave Martinez can like is capable of managing a bullpen like that, like finding a way to get something out of it.
All right, so do you want to go to AL wildcard game first?
Well, I still have to say my 5 seed.
Oh, your 5 seed. Oh, it's my fault. I just do not want to hear what's coming out of your mouth, so I'm just gonna want to skip this or.
No, I have the D-backs,
Oh,
and hear me out. Hear me out.
oh
Hear me.
no.
We have a positive 69 run differential. Like that's a real. I believe at one point it was the second best in the NL, besides the Dodgers, and I think it's still up there. And our Pythagorean win loss is what like they would predict it to be based off of all the different factors, run differential, team ERA, stuff like that. They have us at 62 and 49. So no matter what you say about like where we're at, we've played better than our record shows, and and like though we lost Greinke, our ace, which is a huge loss, the addition of Zach Gallen and Mike Leake, I think kind of makes up for it because now we're able to take a guy like Taylor Clark, who has not been good, out of the rotation. And if you look at our starters, we actually have a really solid rotation. And our bullpen has been better as of late. Archie Bradley just came in, just got a 2 inning save yesterday. And our lineup's better than I'd say our lineup's better than the Nationals lineup and Phillies.
Okay, we'll move on. You're always hating on Yankee fans, but D-backs fans are outrageous. So let's go to the AL.
Just wait till October when we get there.
Oh, I'll be waiting while we're sitting home eating chips while the playoffs are going on. AL wildcard game, Twins A's for me. I think this is an obvious one. I have the Twins winning this game. Although the Twins not have like a solid number one, I think Kyle Gibson will Jose Barrios will shut it down against the A's, and they're hitting with Kepler emerging, Nelson Cruz just hitting bombs every night, Miguel Sano heating up a little bit, and Jorge Polanco. I just think their offense is too powerful for the A's, who have no solid number one, who will probably use an opener in that game.
I don't know. I don't know if they'll use an opener again because it didn't work out too well last year.
I
But,
don't know, but like
it's hard. It's hard to like kind of. I think this one's kind of a toss up because the A's offense is it's comparable to the Twins. Twins a little better, but the A's they have firepower on offense and they have a solid bullpen. So do the Twins. I just think Barrios rolling them out there in a wild card game's better than what the A's can roll out. I mean like if you're gonna start Tanner Roark in a wild card game, you're not you're not in the best position, but he's not bad. I don't know. I agree. I have the Twins winning.
All right, NL wise, so we have two different teams, so I think this will be a little bit different. I have Cardinals, Nationals, and obviously I'm going to pick the Nationals. When you throw Scherzer out there, hopefully he's healthy. No, they're not winning. I'm sorry, they're not winning. Scherzer is the best pitcher in baseball. I don't care who's their hitters. There could be a little league team behind Scherzer, and they're going to win the game. Like, that's how good Scherzer is and how good I feel like he'll do in October this year.
All right, mine's the Cardinals D-backs, and I have the D-backs winning.
Can we? So thanks guys for watching. Yeah,
Here's why. Tell me who the Cardinals could roll out in a wild card game.
Flaherty.
You feel confident with Jack Flaherty?
Yeah, I feel like him and Robbie Ray, it's a wash.
Yeah, and I just think Robbie Ray, like we've seen greatness out of Robbie Ray before. Look back to 2017. He's been really good as of late. And I think he's a guy like you never ask him to go more than 5-6 innings. And if you give him 6 innings in a wild card game where he's going 110%, I think he could shut down that offense. It's nothing. So I had the defense winning.
Okay, they better not move on one more round. So first round we have the number 1 seed Astros against in my opinion, the wild card winner Twins. I feel like this series will go. I feel like this series will go 4. Astros winning 3, Twins getting 1 game out of it. And obviously, I think the 1 game they get will be when Wade Miley's pitching, if he even gets a start in. But yeah, he'll get a start first round. But when you have rollout Verlander, Cole, and Greinke, I'm sorry, Twins. I don't care how good your hitting is, you're not winning that game.
Well, to get to Miley, you have to beat either Verlander, Cole, or Greinke. So you think they can?
I feel like they might play with some desperation in one of those games, but no.
I'd say the Astros sweeping them. I mean, they're going to win the first 2 at home. I think it's kind of guaranteed for Verlander and Cole.
Yeah.
And then you're going to go on the road down 2-0, and I think they're going to beat them.
So yeah, I have the Astros winning that series. 3 or 4. It's not going 5.
Yeah.
And then do you want to stay in the AL or go over there?
Stay in the AL for the division series. Yankees, Indians.
All right. So the Indians staff is way better. Like it's obviously way better. But I feel like that Yankees lineup, when healthy, is better than any lineup in the MLB. Any lineup. I don't care if you're the Astros. I don't care if you're the Cubs. Any lineup in the MLB. And when they'll throw out, I think, Bieber.
They'll pitch Tanaka game 1. The Yankees will.
I don't know. I feel like, yeah, they'll throw Tanaka, who flourishes in the playoffs. Like a 1.6 career ERA in the playoffs.
He's been good in the playoffs, but I don't think we can ignore how he's been this season.
He was an all-star. Do I think he should have been an all-star?
That means nothing.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, I think the Yankees win in four. Yankees in four.
Indians.
I feel like our bullpen is gonna come in handy. Have our starter go 5 innings, and then just have Ottavino, Britt, and Canely, who's been really good, Green and Chapman. Like that's the best bullpen in the league. And I feel like in October that is so important. So I feel like we win in four, and hopefully we get Severino back. Maybe bring up DV Garcia in the bullpen, our number one prospect, and yeah, hopefully just win in four.
I have Indians in 5 because of the rotation. In the playoffs, you need starting pitching, and like I said earlier, I was obviously exaggerating. Like the Yankees just don't have a rotation. James Paxton can't get out of the first inning. They're relying on Luis Severino coming back and being somewhat of who he is after he hasn't pitched all season. I don't think they can't start Severino.
You can't ignore that bullpen though. But I forgot to include Betances. Like you
He
cannot
hasn't pitched all season. He hasn't pitched all season.
Like I don't know. That bullpen is elite, and I don't care.
I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying it's kind of delusional to think that people like Severino and Betances coming back are going to be even close to what they are, or what they have been in the past.
All right, Yankees in four. So
I have the Indians in 5, so my ALCS is Astros Indians.
okay.
Just because if they possibly get back, if the Indians possibly get back Kluber and he pitches well towards the end of the season, you have Bieber, Kluber, Clevenger. I mean, that's really good.
That's good. Yeah, it's really
So
good. I just
and
think our lineup our lineup is better by a good amount. So
I mean, I know it's better. I'm not debating that it's not better than the Indians, but they
yeah,
also
good lineup. We've discussed
Francisco
that.
Lindor, Jose Ramirez,
Yeah, I know they have.
Puig, Mercado. They got a Santana. They got a good lineup. So and
All
they've
right.
been there before.
So first round, I think Dodgers Nationals. Uh, as much as I want to do it, because I'm a buyer on the Nationals. I feel like the Dodgers win that. When you throw out Bueller, Ryu, and Kershaw, that's really impressive, along with their crazy lineup. Um, yeah, I feel like they win four. They win four. I feel like
I,
they'll lose game one. They'll lose game one, and then
yeah,
win
I
the.
have Dodgers D-backs, and I have the Dodgers winning in 4. I think that would make D-backs and maybe get a game from them because we play them so much that maybe that familiarity helps us in a series, but there's no way you beat the Dodgers. My other NLDS, Braves Cubs, I have the Braves winning in 5.
All
So
right, there's my disagreement. I have the Cubs in five. So what I think here is that the Braves pitching staff, besides Keuchel, has shown nothing in the playoffs. They're just going to come in empty-minded and not know what playoff baseball is like. For the Cubs, you have Darvish, you have Hendricks, you have
last
Quintana, and that's going to come in handy. And in my opinion, a better lineup than the Braves with Baez, Rizzo, Bryant. Uh, it's a star-studded lineup. I
that's
know
definitely up for debate.
the Braves have Acuna,
Definitely.
Freeman, and Albies and Donaldson. I feel like that Cubs lineup's better with Contreras too. Tyler Flowers is not.
He's probably out for the season.
I don't know about the season.
He was out 3 months last time he had the injury though.
I don't know. I don't know. Let's say he is back. Yeah, they'll win that series. And then bullpen wise, the Braves did add Shane Green, who struggled in his first 2 outings. I don't know if that's much to look into though. I feel like the Cubs bullpen is like it's good. It's not great, and same can be said for the Braves.
I mean, yeah, the Braves added Melanson and he's a veteran. He's nothing special. And Green, who's been good this season. I don't think that just because the rotation like Soroka, they haven't pitched in the playoffs before. I don't think that means much because
I don't know.
it has a factor, but I just don't think that John Lester is like, though he's been great in the playoffs in the past. I just think like, can he keep doing it? And with like a lineup against the Braves with home field advantage, I think the Braves will probably take the series.
All right.
So my ALCS is Astros Indians. Yours is Astros Yankees.
Astros Yankees.
I have Astros winning 4-2.
I have the Astros winning in. I have the Astros winning in. Well, let's go 6 here against the Yankees.
6.
I'm gonna be no. I have no bias in this. Like I'm being straight up. The Yankees screwed up at the deadline, not making a move for a starter, and that is gonna come back to haunt them.
Yeah.
Why we couldn't have made a move for a Bauer, a Stroman, I feel like there could have been some collusion towards the Yankees for the asking prices because I've heard some tweets they wanted Frazier, Florial, and Garcia for Bauer or Stroman. That is insane. Like no one, I'm not paying that for him.
And
And
that's why that's the thing though. The Astros decided to pay up, and now they're probably going to win the World Series.
that's nothing compared to Astros for the Yankees. Like the Yankees were asked to pay so much more,
They
and
did
that's
give their 3, 4, and 5 prospects though.
no, Garcia, Florial, and Clint Frazier. I don't know. I feel like they're better than having a 4, 5, and 6. Besides that, I feel like the Astros win, though. Those first 3 starts for
Sorry about the text. Brody doesn't know how to turn off the text.
sorry, I'm not a tech wizard, but yeah, I have Astros winning in 6. Their lineup is great with Bregman, Brantley.
It's fine. Just keep going.
Yeah, honestly, I'm fighting through it. But yeah, Astros in 6. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, it does. I mean, I have the Astros in 6 too. I don't think it makes a huge difference whether we agree that the Yankees or Indians are going to be in it, but I think the Astros win it nonetheless. NLCS Dodgers Braves. I have the Dodgers winning in 5.
Dodgers Cubs. I have Dodgers in 5.
I,
I don't know. There's not much to discuss there. The Dodgers are the better team. That starting rotation from the Dodgers to the Cubs is insanely lopsided.
and the Dodgers lineup's better than the Cubs. They're way deeper. And we saw what Roberts did last year with Freeze hitting up in the lineup against lefties, and you had guys like Bellinger last year on the bench. It's gonna be similar to that this year. You guys have guys like Kike Hernandez, Chris Taylor, Peterson, other guys like that coming off the bench. That's insane.
So all this comes down to the World Series. I've been hearing everywhere for the last 3 or 4 months. Astros, Dodgers, and for me, that 3v3 starting pitching is going to come in hand because I feel like those are the only pitchers that are going to touch the ball in that series. Is going to be Verlander, Cole, Greinke against Ryu, Kershaw, and Buehler. I just feel like the Astros is better. Those 3 pitchers are better, and their lineup is better than the Dodgers. So I don't know. I feel like Astros win in 6 here.
Okay, I have the Dodgers in 7. So I have another year where another World Series where it goes to 7, and I have the Dodgers winning. First of all, their lineup's better than it was before, which I think is a key thing.
Not better than the Astros lineup. Their pitching is the Astros.
The thing is, the Dodgers took them to 7 last time, and they have a better rotation and
every category.
What?
They're better in every category. Bullpen, lineup, and starting pitching.
I think the Dodgers lineup is better than the Astros.
No, not a chance. Not a chance.
I would like to go why do you say it's better?
Okay. Bregman, Correa, Altuve, Springer, Brantley, and then who's a right? Reddick, who's a solid outfielder. Chirinos, who hits for power. The first base is a question mark. Oh, Yuli Gurriel. That lineup is way better than the Dodgers. Name the Dodgers right now. They're right to left.
Muncy at first. Whoever they run out at second, I'm not even remembering right now. Seager at short. Just a couple years ago, he was
Correa's better.
Comparable. Justin Turner, clutch playoff hitter.
Bregman's way better.
Bellinger.
Yeah, he's better than Reddick.
Peterson, Verdugo.
Springer's better than. Come on now, this isn't comparable.
The Dodgers lineups, I think they can compare to the Astros.
No. All right, well we can agree to disagree. I had the Astros winning in 6. He has Dodgers in 7. So that's gonna be fun in October to see who wins and see if our predictions come out hand in hand. But other than that, that's the video, and we're both gonna start uploading a little bit more. And as we promised, our next video will be top 10 third baseman, and we have to be committed to finishing out that series as we promised. So
we'll do that.
Yeah. Other than that, it's Hot Corner Baseball. Peace.
Peace.